Let's have a little listen to Jodie Whittaker when she first took over as Doctor Who.
Please, madam. Why are you calling me madam?
Because you're a woman.
Am I? Does it suit me?
What?
Oh, yeah. I remember. Sorry. Half an hour ago, I was a white-haired Scotsman.
Well, that was Jodie Whittaker taking over from Peter Capaldi as the Doc, as the Time Lord. She took over the helm of the TARDIS, but despite exciting beginnings, with very little success, she's hemorrhaged viewers, or Doctor Who during her tenure has hemorrhaged viewers. The audience is well down, so she's on her way. So is the writer Chris Chibnall, who she worked with on that brilliant TV series Broadchurch. He's gone. Russell T Davies, the original writer, or one of the original writers, is back, but he's very woke as well. And we await with interest who the next Doctor will be. But there have been suggestions that the next Doctor, we've just had a woman, that was new, that didn't work. The next one perhaps should be non-binary. I'm wondering if that is the way forward. Let's talk to Doctor Who fan. He's a novelist as well. Wrote a book called The City of Dr. Moreau. Jonathan Barnes. Good evening, Jonathan.
Hello, Kevin.
Do you think it's a good idea to even suggest that the next Doctor Who should be non-binary? My feeling would be that this show needs to get back on track. It needs to be less woke. It needs to get back to just good old-fashioned sci-fi plot lines and straightforward characters. What's your feeling?
I would agree with it. Yeah, I'd agree with at least some of that. I mean, certainly what you need above anything else, for a role as sort of weird and demanding as the Doctor, you need a really good actor, whether that's someone who identifies, in any possible way, including non-binary. I mean, I don't think that's the most important thing.
No, but the Doc should be non-binary. I'm not saying the actor or actress who plays the Doc should be non-binary. That's up to them. But the suggestion, actually, it's from an actress called Pearl Mackie, who was Peter Capaldi's companion, the Doctor's first openly gay companion in the 10th season. She says there is so much room for change, and she thinks it would be a good idea if the new Time Lord, the new Doctor Who, was non-binary. I think it'd be the last thing that fans of the show will want to see, to be honest with you.
Well, he or she, I mean, it's already a very
careful
sort of
now.
weird,
this is a difficult area.
It's a very weird, shifting character. I mean, they're basically now, I think the last time we checked in, a couple of thousand years old. They are a kind of, ageless spirit in a body that changes.
Yeah. Now, the fact of the matter is, though, that Jodie Whittaker came along, and I was a bit, she's a great actress, don't get me wrong, and she made a very good fist of playing the role. But I don't think she brought anything new to it. I mean, she just played a female version of all the eccentric Docs that have gone before. So the novelty of her being a female swiftly wore off, and you just had another Doctor, to be honest with you. But so why do you think that during her tenure that Doctor Who did lose so many viewers?
Well, you're certainly right, aren't you, that the figures have dropped off. Whether you can point a finger at anyone in the current production team, or whether in fact it's got more to do with the way in which people watch television having changed, all the streaming services, all of that, that sort of appointment to view television has kind of largely gone, hasn't it?
Well, yes, but funnily enough, Doctor Who is one of those programs that obviously dates back to regular appointment to view scheduled television. By my God, it's been around since the early 60s, hasn't it? So yes, it hails from that era, but it actually was a show that always prospered on streaming and catch up and recording, because it's the kind of program that people do like to watch at any time. So I don't think it was hamstrung by being a traditional scheduled television program, and I honestly, personally, it's just my view. I think the tail off in terms of the audience, the lost viewers, it's nothing to do with Jodie Foster. I think the plot lines became extremely woke, and even that I wouldn't complain about that much. You get used to it, but I thought they became extremely confusing. I couldn't work out what the hell was going on, but that's probably me because I'm thick. But you take my point.
Yes, I mean, I think it was one of the old script editors of Doctor Who said that, you're looking for something which is simple enough for adults to understand and complex enough to, engage an intelligent child. And that's certainly still true, I think.
So So Russell T Davies is coming back now. Russell T Davies, very woke man. So we can't expect any improvement on that front. It will still be woke. It's bound to be still full of gay characters, and again, nothing wrong with that. I don't mind. I have no objection to that, and I'm sure millions of others don't either. But what does he need to do, in your view, plot-wise and writing-wise, to restore Doctor Who to its rightful glory?
I mean, I suppose firstly, just to sort of take the woke thing, I mean, you'd probably have to say that Doctor Who has always kind of reflected the, political current, socio-political currents of the day, right from the 60s and the Daleks and the Cybermen as sort of communistic, sort of hive mind creatures and all of that. So there's perhaps no surprise there. In terms of stuff that could be done, I mean, I do think it's a shame. I don't know if you agree that they got rid of the Christmas Day slot.
Yeah,
that seemed a way to bring a sort of family audience back.
Why do you think they did that? Because I was a TV critic, actually, during the heyday of that. I remember the one with Kylie Minogue on it. And BBC treated that like the crown jewels. We had to go to a locked room to watch the preview and not to sign a form to say we wouldn't tell anyone what happened in it. And it was a massive success on Christmas Day. It was a beautiful production as well. Why did they stop the Christmas Day show?
I've no idea. You'd have to ask the BBC. It does seem a big shame that they did that. I also wonder if, you mentioned some of the sort of storytelling decisions, whether the Doctor in sort of Jodie's hands has become a little bit indecisive in a way. She kind of vacillates a bit. I haven't seen the new series. Maybe that changes. Maybe she's more forceful there. But that would seem to me to be a possible way to go forward with the character.
Yeah, I mean, the Doctor always does have this sort of bumbling, eccentric aspect to his character. But she took that and turned it into at least the kind of image of kind of complete incompetence. So she possibly overplayed that a bit. So perhaps we need to be a bit more impressed by the Doctor.
I mean, the bumble factor, I think, kind of varies, doesn't it, from actor to actor? Nothing bumbling, say, about Christopher Eccleston in the role.
No, you're right. Who, in your view, as a long-term fan, was the best Doctor?
That's the kind of million-dollar question.
You have to come prepared with an answer for this kind of question, Jonathan.
It's the kind of answer, I think, that shifts every day. I mean, I think in terms of the most memorable Doctor, it's still got to be Tom Baker.
Yeah, I agree.
But your favourite Doctor depends on whoever you were watching when you were about 7.
That's true. Listen, James, Jonathan, for good to talk, and we look forward to the next series. But of course, we still got some episodes with Jodie Whittaker first, because she actually filmed her final scene today and said she wept at this departure. But there are still exciting times to come, hopefully for the TARDIS and the Doc. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Let's talk again soon.